Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Service Binding Operators Weekly Developer Meeting. Looks like we have a few topics for today. Starting off with announcements. Looks like there's been a blog post published. Is that Baiju?
Yeah, so this blog post is, covering how to use the service binding operator with the ACK by using through annotations. So, yeah, blog is up.
Sweet.
Secondly, as last time, we announced that SPO 1.2.0 was available on Operator Hub IO. This week we can announce that it's also now available for NLCP clusters. Moving on from that, unless there's any other discussion, I believe the next topic to discuss would be issue triage. And for that, I'm just going to go here, here. Come on, Firefox. So we the only update we've seen
Andy,
since...
sorry, could you
Yes?
increase the font size a little bit, or maybe zoom in a little bit more?
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting me know about that.
Yeah.
The only issues that I've seen updates is more communication on this one, which happened during last week. This is definitely in our backlog, and we need to investigate this issue further.
Yes. Okay.
But we decided it's not very critical also, right? I mean,
No, it's not super high priority, but it is on our radar.
Is there a Jira for this?
I don't believe so, not yet.
Okay, they probably should create that.
Yeah,
Track.
once we agree that it's a valid issue
Mhm.
as part of the triage, I think the next step is to make sure we don't lose track of it, right?
Right.
Otherwise, we'll keep coming back to it on the call. However, anyone from the community is welcome to contribute, right? Including the person that opened the issue. So I think it's wise to wait a little bit anyways, just to see if the person that opened the issue wants to tackle it,
Yes.
So
Yeah,
as we already identify it's valid, we said it's valid, so we'll welcome the changes as well, right?
yeah, I think it's okay to put a comment saying that we have identified this one. Your PRs are welcome. I don't know, maybe in a better sentence.
Yeah, would it be worth throwing on like a good first issue
Label. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Do we have a good documentation on development environment setup?
I know we have stuff internally.
Contributing.md file.
Contributing.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
I remember Pavel was working on some
How to install?
changes, but I don't know whether he sent that updates.
Yes.
Pavel, did you were sometimes back you mentioned that you were looking at some developer.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to
Uh-huh.
revisit that.
Okay, but
It
I
is-
think
it
this
is in my
this step
backlog.
should.
Let me
Yeah.
quickly check.
But
these
this steps should
tests-
work, right? Mostly, whatever this steps
Yes.
given here. Yeah.
Yes. Start Minikube add-ons. Yeah.
Yeah, make the make is pretty explanatory, right? So make install.
Yeah.
Mm,
This
deploy.
is fairly this is fairly sensible. I mean, this is basically the process I use when I need to go
exactly.
test
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
Also, maybe to refer to what we do in the GitHub Actions to set up the testing environment there, right? There is a action for that with a script. So maybe that's also. But yeah, hex start minikube is one of the thing, and it's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's what most people would do, right? You use the make.
Yeah.
And
The
then
only
you
thing
run
that's
the test,
missing,
right?
the only thing that's missing here is how to install SBO on the cluster or on the minikube or of a desired version. So
Like a different version than the one
like
I'm running
how
now?
to like how to build SBO from the local changes, how to publish it on Quay and then install it into the cluster. That those steps are missing here.
Okay, we need to probably add a comment.
Yeah, but the make deploy does that in the same cluster, right? Where they're running this.
Well, to be honest, I don't know what the make deploy actually does. That
It
is
moves.
very, very old stuff. The way how I actually work with SBO is that I build the operator, I build the bundle and index image and everything, the full stuff, and then install it through Operator Hub, to test the real stuff, right? To test what
I can probably speak for what make deploy does.
Right.
It builds an image and pushes it to the local Docker registry. This is why you need this, so it actually shows up in Minikube, and then it applies all the necessary YAML to actually just have an operator running.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, at least this is good enough to start working on the PR.
Does it build an image?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and then it puts it as an
what-
image stream, or where does it publish
what
the image?
Sorry, David. What image? We have 3 images actually. Operator image, bundle image, and the index image. So this is for the operator image, just that one.
Yeah, it should be whatever the deployment references, right?
Right. So it doesn't install it using OLM. It just do it
No.
like a release YAML, something like that.
It's like a make. If you look at the make file, you'll see what it does, right? So it'll just apply some using customize, right? So it uses customize, and then it applies the resources. But the image needs to be built, right?
Sure.
Otherwise, and pushed somewhere. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Yeah.
All right. So it's something like release YAML.
This is what
Good.
most developers would do, because most developers don't really care about the whole life cycle outer loop, right? This is like the inner loop, where make, test, make, test, make. So, okay, this is good. So is there a way that we can invite people? I think that the tag, right? The first good first issue, I think is good. So
Historically,
it's
we've
mentioned somewhere there in that document, right? But I don't know whether we follow that convention properly. In the contributing.md, in the first couple of paragraphs, we mentioned that there is a label, something like that. But let's see.
I know historically we've used it a couple times.
Yeah, we mentioned that head 400 label thing. Yeah, you can take a look at the issues with head 400 label. But there is nothing.
It may be worth their time to maybe curate some things this front. So we always have a couple of these that are, well, to be honest, are lower priority issues. Like production breaking critical bugs, but still easy enough that they're tackleable by someone outside.
Mhm.
I think this current issue we have here definitely qualifies. As for our other issues, I think that's something we should go back and curate. I'm not sure if we want to do that right now or not, though. I can probably take a look at this.
What's
or
the latest
rather-
activity, right? So is there a way to see the latest activity and sort it by that?
Uh,
Uh,
The last sort here. Last column, the sort.
sort recently
Left.
updated.
yeah. That's the one now. Job starter binding and service and application. That was a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, the only thing is Igor was assigned to this. Probably shouldn't assign Igor to this.
Yeah, do we agree that this is not a problem anymore? Multiple servers and multiple applications, right?
Yeah, this is not really a problem right now. So
So why did we
I
keep
wouldn't
it open?
consider it.
Why did
Yeah.
we keep it open?
I think it is safe to close this one because we don't have that. At least in the spec API, we don't even support offering to multiple resources.
Right.
And if at all, if they want such a thing, they need a separate operator altogether to create something like on a single resource file, like a composing from multiple resources. Yeah, I think that's what mentioned in that issue, last comment from Predrag.
Yeah. Well, why was this why is it showing up at the top? I mean, so what was the change?
This I unassigned Igor from it 3
You
weeks ago
unassign him. Okay, yeah, okay. Cool.
because technically Igor was assigned this, and
Okay, so that
that
was
doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
Actually, I missed one point here. Even though in this spec API we don't support this referring to more than one resources, but practically we still support our extension, that is the annotation, and that means through annotation, technically you can refer to more than one resources, right? I mean that annotation could point to a secret or a config map like that. So yeah.
And
That's
technically,
something that we are still
using label selectors, you can always bind multiple workloads.
Multiple workloads. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. But multiple services, you need to create another service binding object, right? So
Yeah, right.
with the same label selector, if you want, right?
Yes.
Maybe that's
However,
going to be the update. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, they all get stuffed into the same projection. At least as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. The way that I envision this is the each label selector, it points to a service, right? So ideally, each service that you want to reference is been already marked or reserved by a label, right? And then any workload can use that label now, right? And then there's a way to discover those labels and what service it belongs to. So I think that's the path forward because it's the easiest way for the user in terms of user experience is the easier thing, as opposed to if you want to do like one deployment at a time, that defeats the purpose, right, of SBO, because then you have to create multiple service binding object to do a one-to-one mapping, right? So that one-to-many I think is important. But then if you want to do many-to-many, then you can create another object. If you happen to use the same label, I think it's going to work, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
technically you can use the same label for all the services that you want, and then just use a single label for your workloads, right? It's like a stack of services. Should we put a comment on that? That by this is the way that you could support many to many if you want to, right?
Yeah, let's give a comment and then close this issue. That's my
Yeah.
recommendation.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Bye to that issue. Before that, last issue that had seen a lot of updates. So this. Did this blog ever get published? From Shruti?
Yeah, no, it is not yet published. It will take some time, I think.
Okay, so I think I'll just leave this open then.
How do I invite people? Quick question before you continue, Andy. How do I invite people to this meeting? Like if someone is asking a question on email and I want to invite him to have a discussion, do I just send them the invite and that's it, or?
I think Jasper knows something about this. This
Oh.
meeting is owned by a separate Gmail account.
Baiju and myself can do it. But
Yeah.
if you go into the home, go into the GitHub page, go to the home page. The code, and scroll down and join us. Community discussions. All the information is there.
Okay, so maybe
Yes.
I could point him to this link then, basically,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. That's under service binding operator README, the root README.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll send there's one person asking questions about SBO. Stefan, I think is called. That Stefan responded. I don't know if you
let's
saw that
talk
email.
about that, David. Let's talk about
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Going back through issues, if that's what we want to continue doing. Yeah, this should just be. This is something we know about. We should probably just set our priority to low on this because we haven't gotten around to it. We're probably not going to get around to it anytime soon.
And there's a workaround, right?
Yeah, we are better recommendation actually, not really workaround. I mean, jobs are immutable, we know that, and we recommend to not use it directly for projecting.
But we have a workaround where you
We
can
can-
create
we can-
a layer
we
on
can-
top of that, right?
Yeah,
There is
we can
already
sort of.
that is called cron job.
Yeah, we can sort of work around this by telling you to use a cron job instead.
Or you can create another CR on top of
Yeah.
that.
Right. But the reference implementation does support this, right? Yeah.
Yes, it does. As far as I'm aware, they support it natively by installing some mutation webhooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there are some caveats like it will only going to execute in a certain order. If that order is missed, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's tricky to support because once you've made the resource, it's immutable and you can't really change anything about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's a little frustrating to support. going even further back. I feel like you're.
We're working on this.
I feel like we're working on this. I feel like your blog post that you published by you could help. It's
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
forward
right.
progress on this.
Oh yeah,
Could
yeah,
you-
the ACK thing, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, they're talking about crossplane, but
No, this link he provided is something about that AWS, right? That one.
Right.
But that's a very old
very old.
AWS. Yeah, but you know the ASICA project is newer one, and that can be supported either through annotation, and we know that we have some alternate solutions, and we are working on that professional service support proposal.
Right.
So yeah, there are a lot of things going on in this.
Yeah, I would say we're working on this and point to those things, right? The proposal,
Yeah.
the blog,
Issue.
right? The video, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So then I will update this ticket, and I'll
Okay.
keep it open or close it. What?
Yeah, keep. I would say. So, what's the ask? Let's see what done means for this.
Yeah, that looks like a very general question about integrating with this one, but that need not be.
If it's a
done
question,
that
we could say, oh yeah, we're working on it. If it's just a question, there's no specific ask. Is there an ask? What's Richard? Yeah, you say, hey, yeah, thanks for your observation. We're working on it, and close it. I would say, right?
Okay.
Because there's no specific ask. You will stay open forever, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And if they do have a specific ask, feel free to follow up, right? And track the community and see where we go.
Exactly.
Right? They can ask questions if they have any.
Right. But do give him the evidence that we're on this, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Then
I'll
this is a
come
good one.
back. Yes.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Helm charts.
Kind of.
This one
was
is
Done.
it's effectively done. In the sense that if you deploy a Helm
No,
chart.
no. Yeah, no, this is not. Look at my last comment. Let me see. Go up. And see the main ask. So support and deploy. Nah, there's no way. Okay, so this will be ad hoc. I mean, it's essentially there's nothing SBO can do other than direct secret binding, right? On this case.
Mhm.
So, and we support that, right? So if the
Yeah.
Helm chart provider wants to add up a secret, right, as part of the Helm chart deployment, they could do that and then make a direct binding object. So, and then in the Helm chart, they could actually create. We've done this, right? We create an SBO object that actually points to that secret and then exposes the labels, right? So it's really
For full
simple to
correctness, annotations would probably also work here. I mean, you just deploy a service that has annotations on it, and SBO can talk to it.
Yeah, but that would require the Helm chart to deploy a CRD, you know,
Yes.
or to reference a CRD. That's another way to do it, right? The Helm chart could reference a CRD. Obviously, have a CR instance with annotations then, right?
Mhm.
Like if they want to use that CR as a reference to bind the data, right?
Yeah.
So
That's what I was imagining.
That's what you
here.
meant? Okay. So that, I think
I
there's
don't
multiple ways
think
to implement this.
Yes.
Because
I'm tempted to close this, and from the perspective of there's not a whole lot more we should do in terms of action items on this.
yeah, that last comment
Yeah.
should be good, right?
Yes.
That last comment I made.
So I could probably just click close.
I think so.
Yeah. Please close.
done.
I think we are time check.
Yeah,
We're
I think
at
we're,
time.
I think we're out of time. So
Yep.
in that case,
Next
thanks
call.
everyone for attending.
Bye.